Galactic Gumbo episode 48, the all nerd topic show. Dakota's running a few minutes late, but Dalton has finally made his dramatic return on the love couch. So, Dalton, tell everybody where they can find you at, man.
You can find me everywhere at Daltonians TFs and occasionally Wednesdays on the 6 o'clock casting couch.
This is like casting couch. I like that. And now he says he's on his way. He's always late.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Fashionably late as always.
Yeah, that's okay. So, actually, I go back to what I was looking at. So we'll go ahead and talk about hauls real quick. Did you get anything this week, Dalton? Dalton.
Okay, I just missed the last 30 seconds of what you said. It just.
I said we were going to do hauls. Did you get any? What did you get this week?
I finally got Ectotron.
Did you get it from GameStop or Hasbro Pulse?
I got it from Hasbro Pulse. I called them up and got the issue sorted out with the order.
Oh, what was wrong with the order?
They don't take PayPal as pre-orders.
Right. Hold it up there. Let me see. Because you got yours. Did the box come in crushed or anything?
No, it came in just fine. I mean, the card is a little bent, but nothing really too noticeable.
Okay, cool.
And then I got Springer, and this one's got his weapons.
Okay, now you had an issue with yours. Yours did not come with the weapons?
Well, yeah, it didn't come with the swords or the little propeller piece. So I called them up, and they sent a replacement. I just got to send the other one out.
So you ordered it from where?
Uh-oh. It's happened again.
Where did you order it from? Where did you order it from, Dalton?
StreamYard is not liking me tonight. It just did it again. As soon as you said, as soon as I said it has all the weapons, you said so, and it cut out.
Wonder if it's StreamYard or maybe is your headset new?
No, I've had this headset for 2 years now, or a year now.
Yeah, that's the problem. So where did you get your from?
It's not the headset. It's freezing up on the screen.
Oh, okay. Where did you get your Springer from?
Amazon.
And so you got all the way to Amazon with no propeller, no weapons whatsoever?
That's what I'm assuming. It looks like it was that way out of, in package because it was still sealed. So
that's crazy. Anything else, or is that all you got?
That's all I got. I just need to now figure out how to get these swords straightened out because they are a little warped.
So
just probably get some boiling water or something to.
Let me see. Did I get anything new? I can't remember if I did or didn't. I guess I should have thought about that before we started the show. Red alert.
Probably. Red alert.
Red alert.
What do you think?
I like it. I mean, of course, it's just strictly a repaint.
Well, just from what I'm seeing, they're doing a bang up job with the repaints.
Right.
Even the repaints are top notch.
Oh well, they're actually fixing the issues on the repaints if there was something wrong with the original. Case in point, Starscream with Red Ring, and from what I've been hearing on the Rainmaker set, they're all coming in extremely well, tight joints, no issues at all.
I'm hoping to find one of those sets in Target next weekend.
I've been checking every single day. Every day I go by Target, and even though I check BrickSeek, I don't trust it. And I will go to one Target, which is not even a mile and a half from my work once I get off, and I just have them type in the DCPI number. They say they don't have it, and no one locally around has it. So that's all I care about. The first time someone gets it, Tom, you can bet your bottom dollar is where I'm going to be at.
Okay, I again missed another 30 seconds. I'm going to restart my phone real quick, and I'll join back in.
Okay,
see if
go
that
ahead.
Does anything. I don't know. So be right back.
In that case, I think it's actually Dalton's problem. fashionably late Primal Sabbath.
Dude, I live late.
Live late.
I mean, I
Living
started my day
large,
late today.
charge.
Yeah, like dude, I don't know what happened. My alarm did not go off for me to get up and go to work this morning. I rolled over and I was like, wow, it's abnormally bright in the room for this time. Because usually I'm supposed to be getting up at like 4 o'clock, so I can get there at 5 o'clock. But usually I kind of get up at 5 o'clock and make it there at like 6 or 6:30. Like none of those times matter. The only thing that matters is I'm there and the doors are unlocked at 7 o'clock. It was 3 minutes till 7. Whenever I woke up, and I live 30 minutes away. Yeah, but my boss is cool. I was like, hey man, my alarm clock didn't go off. And he was just like, that's okay. I was like, all right, sweet.
So we were just in Halls. What have you got this week? You actually posted a picture today. I think it was. Today.
I got too much. Yeah, let's just say it's too much stuff for the sake of saving time. It was just a bunch of stuff.
Name a couple things off. Name a couple.
It was
the top 2 of the whole thing you got. What's your top 2?
Oh, don't do that to him.
No, it's easy. I got 2 Beast Wars prototypes. There's two things I owned prior to it, to the box going out, and then I just got those things back with some signatures on them. And then I got the Beast Wars prototypes. I got the con exclusive G2 drag strip, and the Armada Predacons. Like I said, it was a bunch. I also got a box from Big Bad today, and it came stocked with some Marvel Legends, some X-Men's.
Oh wow, I didn't know that.
Yeah, right. The Professor X, Gambit, Beast.
Oh, cool.
All that stuff. Yeah.
Cool. Well, that doesn't compare to, I guess, my lonely little red alert I got.
StreamYard is still not liking me. It's still freezing up.
Dude, I don't know what the issue is, Dalton. You just bring it up on your phone and you talk. That's what I do.
It might give her a couple minutes. Just hang loose, Dalton, and chime in. We'll wait on you.
Well, if I can ever hear anything what you're saying, it'll just completely cut out the conversation and then reload.
Is it like is it freezing up on your phone completely?
It'll freeze up for a moment, but then it'll show like a little loading icon over your screen.
And can you try to use it with your
there it goes again.
No. Can you use your data service versus the Wi-Fi?
Yeah, it's definitely a Wi-Fi problem. Like that's your network, your internet.
Yeah, it just did it again.
Can you switch over to your data for a little bit?
Just for a little bit.
Yeah, we'll get through the show. We're going to do a segment that I think was very interesting because Dakota brought it up, and it's going to be I don't want to say the F word, but where the freak is Cookie Monster at now? That's what we'll go with. We'll go with that F word. Where the freak is Cookie Monster?
Dude, call it the cookie tracker.
The cookie tracker. I like that. That's why I like it.
Yeah, I'm a names guy. Names
guy. You're kind of like Cisco Ramon off The Flash.
I don't know who that Nobody character is from that Nobody TV show.
Oh, it's a DC show. That's why you don't care.
Cutting deep tonight.
It's probably the best of the DC shows, to be fair.
That actually
sounds like something Josh would say.
It's better than the others.
Okay.
Sounds like something Josh would say.
We're going to go with the cookie tracker. Last week we talked about the Cookie Monster, the 3-foot doll that belongs to the pedophile van. And
you called it a doll.
Well, whatever you want to call it. I mean, I call it.
It's a puppet armature.
Something that's going to be played with grown men doesn't sound right. To a degree.
Well, anyways, I mean, what do you call us?
Well, we play. We got action figures. This is a puppet.
No soft goods. No soft goods
except for the one in your hand. So, with that being said, Cookie Monster, Hasbro Pulse, the biggest joke I think so far 2019 from Hasbro is this 3-foot Cookie Monster. And as of 37 days, 4 hours, and 10 minutes ago, this sorry sack of crap is only at 278 backers of a target of 3,000 people, which I know there's a lot of them pedophiles out there. You want it, go on and get it, make them happy.
Mike's straight up calling them out, like not even alluding to it.
Let's just kind of think about it for a second. I mean, if it's going to be, let's say it gets 1,500, do you think Hasbro will go ahead and phony the numbers up just to get it produced?
What's the 3,000 is the minimum, isn't it?
Yep.
That's the minimum.
No, man. I think they would have to do more than. I think they would have to do anywhere from 60 to 80%. Yeah. And even then, I don't know if Hasbro would be like, all right, let's get this made.
I think if it falls within 100 to 200, they'll go ahead and make it. Left.
I can see that.
I think it's interesting though. It's gone up 16 numbers since I checked it early yesterday. Oh, or no, I think that was Wednesday when I checked it.
That's
and Unicron's gone up another 150.
And that's what we're going to talk about next. The what do we want to call this one, Dakota? The planet tracker?
Sure.
Okay, we'll call it the planet tracker for shits and giggles. Okay, so earlier this week, Hasbro Pulse, surprisingly out of left field, kick in the nuts, didn't see it coming. It's like you caught your best friend in bed with your wife, and you dropped your jaw. You couldn't believe it. All of a sudden,
it's like you want to be proud for your best friend, but you're so disappointed in your wife.
I know, right? And it's like, what the hell? They come out with this massive, huge, humongous, 20-pound plastic ball planet, which, don't get me wrong, is amazing, with only 43 days, 3 hours, and 43 minutes, which was, what was it, a week after Cookie Monster? The day after?
No, it was 3 days.
3 days after Cookie Monster.
3 or 4 days.
I think it was this Monday it came out.
Mm-hmm.
Monday, so Cookie Monster was on Friday, because we talked about Cookie Monster on Friday.
Was it Friday? I couldn't remember if it was Thursday or Friday. Either way, they dropped it almost instantly.
Right. So they have a backing of 8,000 people they need to have a minimum of. So with less days than the Cookie Monster, they have 1,503 backers. Now, granted,
I think comparatively, the amount of backers, compared to the minimum, is still more for Unicron.
Yeah,
comparatively,
it's
if
quickly approaching. It's quickly approaching 20%, whereas Cookie Monster has yet to hit 10.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's more the point of, it's kind of like, and granted, the price comparison is, almost double of what the Cookie Monster, or actually will be double pretty much.
After taxes,
Right, you're looking at Unicron at $574.99 before taxes. Now, Dakota did something funny. Was you backed it, but you didn't go all the way, and it showed you.
Right. I wanted to see what it would be for me, all taxes and everything included. If you go all the way to checkout. Also, I'm a Pulse Premium member, so for me, shipping showed up as a free option. Now, I don't know if that's something where they would charge you shipping later, and it's just a surprise amount, or if they already kind of have that. All hammered down. But yeah, for me it was $619 and change, so $620.
Now, did you try applying the promo code to that?
I did not, but I did hear that it worked.
Huh.
So you can apply the promo code, and I think that's a reuse code. I think you can reuse it.
That's cool.
I don't know. I used it for the Spinister that I pre-ordered yesterday.
You want to tell them the little magic trick you saw with that?
Yeah, that was so weird, man. So I mean, just real quick, I ordered the Spinister from Hasbro Pulse, the pre-order, and so I get all the way to checkout. I put in the thing, and what's really funny is I had deleted Unicron from my cart, but I guess not all the data had cleared, because I get to the second or third step where it's just confirming your address or whatever, and it showed that Spinister was $19.99 with like, $50 tax. And I was like, how is this a thing? It showed my spinster was like $70.
Yeah.
And then I finally like went through the next step before like confirming payment, and then it dropped it down, and I entered it, and I'd entered in the coupon code. So somehow from 19.99 it got it down to 16 whatever, and it said I saved $12.99 with a $5 off coupon.
That's so funny.
Yeah, that was the weirdest part. I was just like, okay, something's wrong with Hasbro Pulse and the maths. But I mean, I guess if you just like maybe if you confuse the website enough, you can just get Unicron for like free.
Oh,
that'd be awesome.
As soon as I find that trick out, I'll be ordering, because like the limit for Unicron is like 5 per order. It doesn't say 5 per household. It says 5 per order. So I think in practice you could order, them in batches of 5. So if you wanted, I guess to get 20 of them, you could, just place 4 separate orders. I don't know if they would, cancel all but 3 of those orders. I don't know. But that's the wording is 5 per order and not 5 per person. So,
well, the person that asked about getting it for free would be our buddy Chris Barrett, because he got that Omega Supreme for free.
Yeah, I remember that. He called trying to give them the money, they wouldn't take it. That's what was hilarious.
I think, dude, that's the thing, man. I think he messed up. Like they always because they take money first, that particular retailer. And I think he just forgot that they took it before it came in stock.
Who knows?
Probably.
Chris Rooks in the chat, he wants to know, how much do you guys want to bet that after what they've announced, they're going to do a Rancor in 2/12 scale? They have one on display in the display area where Luke gets dropped in. That's a Star Wars thing, and I'm not for sure.
Did you say 2/12? Like, you mean like 1/6, or do you mean like 1/12?
He put 2/12. So
I think he meant 1/12.
Yeah, I'm gonna assume he's gonna mean 1/12. Like, that's they did a Rancor for the 3 3/4 inch line, didn't they? I'm sure.
Yeah.
I mean, it's possible that could be something. Like a lot of folks are talking about wanting some stuff for the 6-inch line, and that it would be a popular move on their part. And like the barge was funded 75% over its goal. So I'm sure they would try for something, a little more big ticket, perhaps. So possibly.
It'd definitely be a cool one for the 6-inch collectors. So
now, as far as Unicron, this is going to be the biggest Transformer ever produced. It is bigger than Fort Max,
and significantly heavier.
Right.
Oh yeah.
They say 19 pounds. You might as well just go ahead and chalk it up to 20 pounds like you did your prom date. So, it's like, how big will they actually send this in pieces? Will they send it in planet mode in styrofoam, or how would you expect something like that?
I'm sure that okay, I'm positive the wings come off, right? That's usually a trope, is that the wings do get removed, because it's got a 30-inch diameter in planet mode from the top to bottom, so to speak. So, I mean, dude, you're looking at it would have to be in robot mode, wings off, is how it would be packaged, I would think.
And I imagine that the planet shell pieces on the legs will come off somehow, or they'll be off when you get it, and then much like Metroplex, once you put them on, they're on.
I kind of hope that's not the case. Honestly, like as far for them to be like that, if that makes any sense.
Yeah,
but
I mean,
I
it gives
do.
people the option to display without them.
Yeah, well, yeah.
For
like I
those
said,
who are complaining.
I mean, for those who are complaining, like, shut the fuck up and just pay the $600.
Yeah, it's so funny we brought that up already. The hatred, not the hatred, but the fandom who we've bitched forever. We want a Unicron, a correct Unicron. We get a correct Unicron. Oh my God, can you believe how much Hasbro's asking for this? These are the same jackasses that will spend $600 to $800 to $1,000 with third-party trash.
I saw someone comment like, for 600 they could have done better with these panels. Like, no, they couldn't.
No,
like,
there's no way.
I implore anyone who sees this to do a better job. Like, if they're gonna complain so hard about it, and the money and it being worth this or that or whatever, I implore them to do the better job. Like, I get it, those who can't criticize and all that, or however that saying goes. Those who can't critique, I think. But honestly, shut up and buy the stupid thing. Like,
basically, none of her shut up.
Yeah, man, it's time for the fandom to put their big boy pants on. I think with this one, like all that Hasbro and $600. I don't, like, man, get out of here with that.
And a lot of these people, let's just call a spade a spade. A lot of these people, us three included, had no problem shelling out over $600 to fund publications, and plus that, I mean, you're going to spend a lot of money.
I was going to say, I will be fair. A lot of the folks that I have personally seen the complaints from, they were not shelling out 600 or more to fund pub. Like, they weren't into the whole. But like that was also a time like they were fine with shelling out $600 on a Devastator that would crumble, it wouldn't hold itself up, that couldn't stand, that would fall over. Like, they got no problem doing it for that, But like I said, man, I think it's silly. I think it's a little ridiculous, and I think it's just just put your big boy panties on, nut up, and
buy it. This is
I mean, if you can, you can. If you can't, you can't. Like, that's just all it boils down to.
This here is actually, let's be honest, this is actually a once in a lifetime, probably in our generation. Period.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I don't think we will. I mean, I probably won't see another something similar to this. Well, I'm still alive, I don't think. But I mean, I think, if people are smart about it, like people were with the sail barge, they bought two. And guess what? That thing was $500. It goes close to $2,000 now.
Yeah, but is it actually selling for that though?
Like, I don't know that. I mean, I can only.
I know someone's asking $2,000 for it. Doesn't mean they're gonna get it.
Even, let's just say you double it. You went from $500 to $1,500. If you can double, the profit on it. If you paid $500 and you can make $1,000 off of it, you've paid for your sail barge. Just like on the, if you can afford to shell out $1,200 for two Unicrons, and let's say wait easily a year, and then you're able to flip it for, let's say, $1,500.
Now, I know a lot of the sail barge hype, like, that happened almost as soon as it shipped. Like, a lot of people, like, I do know that some were moving for, like, between $800 and $1,100. As far as, like, if that was shipping included into that or not, I don't know. But like, I've seen that box. It's a big ass box, and that's easily $100 to ship. That sail barge easily.
Oh, it was probably more than that, because they'll probably charge extra just for the oversize of it.
Right, and like, that's something else, man. Like, again, I don't know if shipping is included with this Unicron price, because if it is, then that's not bad. Like, I really don't see where there's room to complain, because you're looking at $100 minimum to ship it.
I heard some people were getting charged for shipping, but again, those might not have been premium members that bought, the G2 Megatron back in February, or anything back in February.
Yeah, so I don't know. I haven't talked to anyone who isn't a Pulse Premium member, so I haven't seen any screen caps from anyone or anything like that either that show the shipping added to it. But
Right. And what was I going to say? The one thing that disappoints me about it is the wait time. I don't remember the month, but I know we're not getting it till 2021.
Yeah, early 2021.
Was it early 2021? For some
Yeah.
reason, August was sticking in my head 2021. I don't know why I thought that.
It'll probably be spring.
Spring.
let's see.
So
I
maybe
think
May.
the barge. I think there was like an 18-month time gap,
Wow,
and
is it
I'm
that
pretty
long?
sure it would be. I'm pretty sure it would be. So in a year and a half, and that would put it at early 2021. That would put it springtime 2021.
Mm-hmm. Probably around March.
And that's all well and good. But something I did want to kind of like touch on from the last thing was I think if Unicron gets funded, it'll barely get funded. Like the point of these is to kind of meet the market, right? With Star Wars, it just even though they went 75% over, somehow there were some stragglers that the market didn't meet. But I think with Unicron, I think you'll see it barely tip over the line. And at that point, like I think if you're buying one as an investment, you're going to have to sit on it a lot longer than what you're expecting. I don't think you're going to be able to flip it like the barge in a short amount of time. I think you'd have to sit on that thing for 5 years before you're able to.
Well, if you're going to sit on it that long, then you might as well have one in robot mode and one in planet mode.
I mean, at that point, yeah.
Where are you going to have? To be honest, where would you think you'd have that much space for two freaking Unicrons?
Yeah, without like it succumbing to the damages, of the elements, the heat, the cold, whatever. Like even in the shipper box,
its own weight.
Yeah.
Like, even with
if you got that kind of room, if you got that kind of room, keep it in the shipper box, in a corner somewhere or something like that. By all means,
wrapped in cellophane.
Put it in a closet with your Christmas ornaments.
Yeah. Seriously.
Put it away. Now, one thing it's actually
one hell of a tree topper.
It's actually brought out some pretty funny memes as of late. People, talking bad about it. The one I posted in our chat was pretty funny, where it says, "For a time, I consider sparing your wretched little bank accounts, but now you shall witness its dismemberment," which is pretty funny. I mean, it's funny how these people get so, really kind of butthurt over the price. It's just, it's just the price in general, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, like, don't get me wrong. Like, looking at the price, I'm like, that's fair. That's fine. I think that it's worth what you get. But the fact that it was just sprung on us at such a, like, inconvenient time, like the barge, they at least talked the barge up. They were like, hey, look, this thing's coming. Right. This is it. This is what it looks like. And then, a little bit of time went by and I was like, hey, start getting ready because the fund is about to go live. And it went live, and then I think it kind of struggled in its first couple of weeks. And then at some point they opened it to international, but someone told me that they closed it because they couldn't figure out how to ship it. I don't know how true that is. I don't know how true any of that is. But I know eventually it got, it did get over the line. And maybe they limited it to just China because clearly it's going to ship from the Vietnam or China, one of those two spots. That said, Unicron is also being funded for the Japanese audience through Takara Tomy Mall. I don't know if that, we kind of talked about it on Stasis Lock. I don't know if that's going towards the 8,000 baseline number. And like they're gonna Takara's gonna put that up the first day of Wonderfest, whenever that is. If it's not this weekend, then it's next weekend, I think.
Yeah, it's next weekend.
Yeah, and I don't know how long that's going to last. I don't know if it's going to be attached to the 8,000 backers needed for Pulse. I don't know if their period is going to close before ours, and they're going to submit those to Hasbro to, submit those numbers. I don't know. I don't know how any of that's going to go down. If it doesn't add to that 8,000, like, we're in trouble. If it does add to that 8,000, I think we'll be pretty good. And then I think if they actually do get it opened up to international, I think the bigger Chinese market is going to help us, and I even think the European market will also help us get to that point. Because like right now, man, it's still going up, but it's creeping. It's creeping up now. So I don't know.
Well, after what happened yesterday with all the exclusives being announced and everything and going up for pre-order just within hours of the panel, I honestly think the smart thing would have been to announce it at the show, or at least, here's the pictures, on Hasbro Pulse, and then announce at the show, this is going live, 5:30 or whatever. Right. You have until the end of September. Just gives people a little bit more time, to set things aside and whatnot.
I agree 100% with that, because they sprung it on us and they're like, okay, we have 48 days, I think it was, whatever, how many days it is. And it's like, you have to have $600 by the end of this. And everyone's kind of like, wow, you all really caught us with our pants down here, and it's really, no kind of payment plan, no kind of nothing. It's 600. There it is. This is a lot of money for some people to come up with. I mean, if people
on top of it being the time where people are doing their convention traveling and buying and like they have shopping. They have this thing on display at San Diego Comic-Con, something that costs a couple grand just to be able to go to.
Oh yeah.
So you're basically rubbing this in someone's face that there's no way. Like I don't see there's and like I know if I had paid to go to San Diego Comic-Con, I would not have been able to it just would not have been in the cards to also turn around and get this funding for this Unicron. So even if it went live though, like at the same time, if we would have had just a month of build up, I think it would have been good. Or at the very least, they should double the order time. They should double it to make it a 90-day thing. Or I think payment plans, while they are good and they do sound good, cause more harm than good in the end. Because then it's like, well, if someone doesn't fall through on a payment plan, then what's Hasbro going to do with this Unicron? Like, are they just going to hold it until they can sell it at cost and then refund this person their money? That would tie up way too much money for a lot of people that would inevitably fall through on those payment plans. You know what I mean?
You would have to forfeit the money you've put in the payment plan. There's no way. I mean, that's just all
right.
You have to forfeit, period. That's all.
Right. That would be my caveat. Like if I were the one doing it, I'd be like, okay, look, this is a non-refundable deposit.
I agree with that. I mean, it's kind of like the club. You were on payment plans for the FSS. Now, granted, there were different characters, different figures, but I mean, if you didn't make the payment plan, guess what? You lost out on the rest of the figure subscription service. The same thing went for Transformer and G.I. Joe. And plus, your mystery figure at the end, you lost that.
Right. Well, even if they didn't give a week, I'd say, announce it, show it off here at Comic-Con, and then say, okay, we'll start taking backers, or, we'll put up the crowdfund August 1st. That gives people 2 weeks, put it for the end of September. That's what, 80 days?
Right, instead of 45. Yeah.
That's double the time. Plenty of time to, make necessary payments on pre-orders or cancel pre-orders. And, I've said this on Stasis Luck too. If you've got something pre-ordered and it's something that's going to be in mass quantity, you can cancel it, go back and get it again later. It's not going to be the end of the world if you miss out.
I do think that like this is them kind of hurting themselves at this point. Like I don't know, like let's go ahead and let's just talk about what it is. MP44, because MP44 drops at the same time your money would be taken for Unicron.
Yep. So
I think that obviously, like my opinion, and it's my stance, and I stand by it, is that Masterpiece is a line for the Japanese market. We just happen to be able to enjoy it as Westerners.
Right.
I don't see all of us in the US that are dropping our Amazon Japan and Ami Ami or HLJ or etc. pre-orders. I don't see us hurting that release, but it's like I don't know how popular Unicron would be to the Japanese market through Takara Tomy Mall to be like, well, damn, now I gotta, drop this Convoy 3.0 for it. Like,
They make plenty of money. They're not gonna.
I think it will affect. I definitely think it will affect some of the sales though for MP44, and I just don't think it was a good idea.
No. They should have waited till even around Christmas to do it.
Honestly, they should have waited till tax return season. That's when they should have.
Yeah.
That's just the time. That's just the time to do shit like that. Because at the minimum, somebody's at least at the bare minimum going to get $500 back.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, oh shit, there's my tax return. Boop, here we go. That's when they should have waited to announce it. But again, you got the most expensive Masterpiece coming out at the same time you're wanting all these, these people to pay for this Unicron that they're not going to see
expensive Transformer ever
that you're not going to see for 18 months. So it's just bad, and they're on this one brand initiative between Takara and Hasbro. I just don't think it was good communication. I just don't.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know, and that's not the only thing where they're kind of cutting themselves short. Like the tinfoil hat guy in me is like, okay, they don't want this thing to go through, and to touch on something you had said, Mike, I think if this fails, you probably won't see it again in your lifetime. I probably will be too old and long out of Transformers to give a shit by the time I would see another, shot at it. But if it succeeds, then I think, they would look at Transformers a lot more to get a lot more other cool things out there.
Exactly.
But
it's is what it is.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So with that being said, talking about MP44, Unicron, and on top of it, let's go ahead and just go into the meat of the whole conversation of the show, is that San Diego Comic-Con is going on right now, and yesterday during the lackluster of a Hasbro panel, along with the coverage from TFW 2005 as well, that we have not, we've done exclusives before in the past, and usually you had to wait till after the con to get it from Hasbro Toy Shop at the time, now Hasbro Pulse. And they said yesterday, all these exclusives, 5:30 Pacific Standard Time, which in our time zone was 7:30 last night. And
for Rick, it was like 8:30 at night.
Exactly. So you're talking about, how do we look at it? We go
that I like that. I like real quick. I like that. I like that format. Look, you see these exclusives we had at the show. You see these exclusives that we're talking about are exclusive to certain retailers. Well, at this time, they're gonna go up, and you can have it all. You don't have to worry about hitting the F5 button uncontrollably on Hasbro Pulse on a Monday in September. You don't have to
play the scalper game.
Right, you really didn't have to middleman anybody, and that's honestly why I didn't ask anybody for any of the ad show stuff this year, because I knew it was going to be. I knew they were going to have enough for the non-attending, and folks that typically go get their bread off of doing that and making that happen. I feel for you. I get it. I used to do it at BotCons. But that's not a world we live in anymore. And on one hand, I dig it. On the other hand, I don't, because I believe in the sanctity of the exclusive. But you were essentially able to enjoy Comic-Con without traveling to Comic-Con.
Right.
So
And-
You can watch the
$1,000.
you can watch the panels on YouTube. You can get, information from fan forum sites.
Something I will say, and Dalton was the one that turned me onto it, was that Ben Yee of BWTF.com. He was like live tweeting the panel.
Mhm. Yeah,
I
shout
know
out to that guy.
TFW is trying to like update the web page, like linking to the news article and updating pictures as they went, but it just got too convoluted and they were just too slow with it. Like,
Well,
I understand
even
this
the
technology, but
they
The
used to be
pictures
really
didn't even
good
line
at it.
up right.
Yeah, they used to be really good at it. I don't know what happened with them, but
yeah, this thing is new forum software and all the other stuff. So really cool that he did that. And I think Unicron.com they either filmed it or they live streamed it on Facebook or something. I know there was just a video of the panel that went up. And which because I went and I watched that because there was something that confused me whenever they showed off the refractor 3-pack, the camera pack. They were like, oh, that'll be exclusively available through fan channels. Like that was what everyone was saying. Fan channels. Like what is a
Yeah,
fan
and it didn't
channel?
make any sense.
We'll come to find out it's essentially online only. Basically no brick and mortar, online only. And if they would have said that, I think that would have been way easier.
It would have
Yeah.
been an online exclusive.
because it really is strange how it happened. How, we knew Amazon for certain items that, me and Dakota are on the telephone and we're each on the computer doing everything. And
Yeah, like you'd called me at like 7, like 6:50, like 10 till 7.
probably, I think it was like 6:30 almost, I called you. And we were
Yeah.
just talking and going over a couple things. And then all of a sudden you got a notification and it was.
No, I did not get a notification.
Oh, I thought you got a
I
notification.
just
Okay.
no, because I was talking on my phone and I just so happened like I had my headset on, just so that way I could not have my phone up to my head. And I was sitting outside smoking, and I was like, well, let me check. And I searched for Alpha Strike Counterforce on Amazon, and I was like, oh shit, Mike, the Amazon sets are up. And yeah, because originally I was gonna grab the Amazon sets, you were gonna grab the Walgreens sets, and I was like, dude, just pull up the Amazon set. And like, so we kind of coordinated that, and that's when we shared the 3 links in the Twitter chat, and then I posted them in a few Facebook groups.
Yeah, me and Dakota got our ship before we told anybody about it.
Yeah, we really did. Like that's the deal though. Like that's the game, man. Like you hook yourself up first. Like you found it, you reap that reward.
Yeah.
But there wasn't like a like most of the times with Amazon exclusives, like they're like oh you can only buy 3. Like that limit was not in place with
Okay.
with the 3 sets that they had. It was like buy 20. I was like, holy shit.
No,
So
I got my 111. That was it.
Yep.
And then, of course, sadly, up until like a couple hours ago, still the Walgreens exclusive has yet to even go up when it was supposed to go up.
I think,
Still hasn't gone up?
I think that's just going to be something like, Mike, you got a Walgreens guy, don't you?
Yeah, I got a message him.
Yeah, do that. I think that was just mass confusion. I think it's just this is a Walgreens exclusive, and that's that. But
Right.
I know I even checked it earlier today. I was just like, I wonder if if they went up finally. Nope, nothing.
Yeah, no, yeah. And then what else was there? We did the Amazon. We looked at
Walmart.
Walgreens.
In
Walmart.
entertainment
Now,
area.
here's funny with Walmart is that they say that the Sound Blaster and Blue Streak were not coming out until October 23rd or September. Or
October
like
1st.
October 1st. And I'm going to check mine right now as we're doing this. When I checked last, and the email I got and what my Walmart app says under my account is that it is being prepared for a July 23rd delivery. Let's see. Purchase history.
Damn.
Yeah, still there. It's still
July 23rd, huh?
Yeah, Tuesday is when
Wow.
I'm going to have it. So we'll find out come Tuesday if it's here or not.
I'll probably experiment and order Sound Blaster. And then,
Blue Streak was really, yeah, I was going to say Blue Streak was the only one that looked interesting from that. Like,
he's
from
the best looking one.
Batch. Yeah, it really is.
The Sound Blaster is cool because they redid the cassette to where you can actually hold 2 in there.
Yeah, just like the original.
Right. And then, of course, the only other thing they put out besides those 2 was the reissued Soundwave, the reissue cassettes, and
the classic animation Megatron and Prime.
Right, which I mean, it's cool looking, but it's not going to fit really anywhere.
Which Soundwave and cassettes is it like is it the birds and the little guys and the Ravage? Is that what you're talking about?
No, they released it's a reissued Soundwave with Buzzsaw, and then Laserbeak and Frenzy and Ravage and Rumble, whichever way they went.
Okay. I thought yeah. See, I didn't know they did that. But like what I did want to talk about is I know like everyone was doing the Entertainment Earth thing, like you were, and like you got us the refractors that way because of price, and then like just so happened you had gotten a word from someone, and I ended up checking Pulse, and Pulse had the refractors, they had the Shockwave, they had the Lancer, and then they also had a little special thing that wasn't announced, just a little surprise deal, and it was the Dino cassettes and the Frenzy, and a lot of folks were just like I think they kind of glossed over it, but then it started picking up a little more traction. Like, oh shit, there's this thing. And then after that, Big Bad put up the refractors, the Shockwave, and the Lancer, and like it's crazy, man. Just like that Shockwave and Lancer, the actual at show exclusives. Like I get it, they're giving you the pins at the convention of the characters, and those are really neat and awesome. But like, dude, so many of those Shockwaves and Lancers. Just like between everyone, between Pulse, Big Bad, Entertainment Earth, so many.
Well, the only place that sold out of anything, as far as I know, was Pulse with Lancer.
Yeah, but they'll restock it.
Right. The good thing about Hasbro Pulse is that it is in stock and shipping now.
The rest are pre-orders.
Exactly. So your best bet was to go, if you have a premium account, it's a no-brainer to go through Pulse and get it shipped to you.
Yep, you get it shipped for free, and like all the stuff on Pulse was like $1 or $2 cheaper than than the other 2 spots. But like with Lancer being a Generation Selects thing, the Generation Selects they restock. Like I remember the G2 Megatron, it went out of stock, and now it's still back up into stock. Like they still have that G2 Combat Megatron.
Well, and the Smokescreen is still available for pre-order too, which I need to hurry up and get on.
Actually, I think no. Check there's a cutoff date for the Smokescreen. I think you missed the cutoff date.
Well,
that was weird. Like some stuff has a cutoff date. Yeah, some stuff has a pre-order cutoff date because like they have the Star Convoy, up for pre-order still, but there was a pre-order cutoff date of like May 31st or something like that, and I missed it by a few days. So I'm like, well, I hope they get some extras. If not, I'll just get it some other way.
But you'll probably see it on. Oh no, you won't. Never mind. You can probably see it on Amazon Japan, but it's a.
I've seen the last 2 Takara Tomy Mall exclusives pop up on Amazon Japan, so it's a possibility.
It was funny you should mention that. Let me see if I can find. I think. Are we talking about the MP Smokescreen or the Deluxe?
The Deluxe.
Yeah, see, I didn't get on that one either. I missed out on it.
Because like that's a select series too, isn't it? Like it's so weird. Like
it's weird.
I was like essentially quote unquote all in on select series stuff, but yeah, because like I was just like, well, this is just our Collectors Club replacement. But like I don't feel like Smokescreen is something that the Collectors Club would have done.
No.
They honestly should have done Blue Streak or Barricade as the select.
Sure, definitely sure. So now I'm just looking at stuff. I'm like, well, would the club have done that? And that's basically like what I'm rolling with. Like I think the club would have looked at Galactic Man as like an option. Obviously, they would have looked at Lancer.
Mhm.
They even would have looked at Greenlight, but I'm still not sure about picking up those two. You know what I mean? Like, I don't have the other 3 fembots to make the combiner or anything like that. I don't really want the other 3. So I'm like, I don't know what I'm gonna do. But okay, so we went through all that, just the sheer amount of jumping through hoops just to get just to make those exclusives happen, to get them. I mean, we were all over the place. Like, fortunately though, we come from a time where when you did that, you had to be quick, fast, in a hurry, on the money.
Mm-hmm.
But everything's still readily available. If not in stock, then it's still up for a pre-order somewhere else.
Yep.
Or, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, I don't think these are going to be as exclusive as people are going to think they are. I mean, much like last year with the, Throne of the Primes, you're going to be able to get it, if not now, then later.
Yeah, but then that goes
and relatively the same price.
Then it goes back to how patient are you to wait for it? Is the big thing.
Right. Now I will say this: the things that I did not see up on Pulse were like the MP10, the Ghostbusters Prime, and I don't know if the little bot were they bots that was exclusive.
Those won't be up on there until September 4th.
Right. So like those are the only, like, I guess, proper exclusives.
Mm-hmm.
But like, honestly, like, I chalk both of those things up to shit no one cares about. Like, I get that people are hard dicked over that Ghostbusters MP10, but
like me.
it's like you're dumb for wanting it. Like, that's not you specifically, just anyone who wants it is dumb. Like, it's a dumb concept. I know you're dumb.
It makes sense as a Comic-Con exclusive.
Maybe I'm dumb for not wanting it.
Maybe. I mean, it just fits. Like,
it fits about the same as fucking Ghostbusters and Transformers fits.
I mean, it could make as much sense as a metal hair band.
The wrestling figures in Ghostbusters thing makes way more sense than Transformers and Ghostbusters.
That actually was
maybe it's because
cool.
Like, I just don't care about Ghostbusters. Maybe, like, I don't have like a crazy tie to Ghostbusters. Like, I don't understand it. But anyways, like, I would say like all the mainline stuff that you would want, as far as like exclusives go, like the stuff that would remind you of like the old club and all that other nonsense. Like all those they're just so easy. Like the Generation Selects aren't as difficult to get, even as the Generation Selects once were. Like the predecessors for that would have been like the who was it? Was it Wild Rider from Combiner Wars?
Mm-hmm. And the Mayhem stuff, basically.
Yeah, like that. Yeah. That's kind of the predecessor to this whole Generation Selects line thing. But it's just not that case anymore.
No, I mean, it's going to be a little hard to get at first, but give it a couple days, weeks, and you'll be able to get it easily.
Right.
Yeah, it's just playing the waiting game.
I want to throw out here real quick. The 7:30 mark already came by, and the next stuff went up on Entertainment Earth, and it was. It looks like there is a pre-order for a Marvel Legends Giant Man from Civil War in a package, which the packaging looks pretty cool. It's like he's oversized in the package, and he's like, on one knee and his arms up in the air holding it up.
That's awesome.
Cool. That's pretty cool to get if you didn't get the Build-A-Figure one. That's something I might look back into getting on a pre-order of BBTS maybe.
I think that's something cool. Like, not only is it like if you missed out on the original Build-A-Figure, but also if you just want to display it like that in package. I think that's awesome.
There's also a Marvel Legends X-Men Jean Grey Cyclops Wolverine 3-pack, 90s Havoc and Polaris, Punisher 6-inch figure.
Damn.
Marvel Legends Deathlock variant. Another thing that that went up on Pulse I did not know was the Fat 4-way or Dude 4, whatever you want to say. But by the time I started looking through there was a couple of them already sold out, which was like, man, it's kind of irritating. So then there's some Power Ranger stuff up there now. But then, of course, a lot of the stuff that we saw yesterday is already sold out.
Wow.
Man, I'm looking on Big Bad. They're up on Big Bad too. So that 3-pack, which is what I'm about to order, and I'm hoping I can unload this damn Wolverine since I don't need it.
Which Wolverine?
And honestly, the only thing I need out of it's Tiger Stripe.
Ooh, there we go. That's my way of getting it.
He comes with an extra head, one that's got, it looks like some tears in the costume, and like on the headpiece.
That's cool.
And then he's got the unmasked, and then like the little piece that would drape around his neck. Mm-hmm. Jean Grey, both with her hair all out and wild and crazy, and then like the one where she looked like in the cartoon, and then they call it like bomber jacket Cyclops. That's the one I definitely don't want. A buddy of mine said he was going to sell the original Cyclops to me at a decent price, like a below market price. So,
I like the bomber jacket one.
I don't.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So I'm gonna I'm only after the Jean Grey in this set. I'm gonna pre-order it anyways, but it's up on Big Bad.
Maybe I'll take that Cyclops off your hand if you're going to sell it.
Okay. Absolutely. And Dalton can take the Wolverine.
Or I could just buy the 3-pack myself.
Okay. Well,
because I really do want to get a 90s X-Men, just the X-Men on there. Because
I understand it, Dalton. I'm getting it. You want it now. It's cool.
Shut up.
Hey, he's just not a couch jumper. He's a bandwagon jumper.
I get it, man. You can't think for yourself. No, I'm just kidding. I'm kidding.
Okay, I want to go ahead and do one more quick subject before we jump off for the night.
No. Well, hang on. So, like, we did kind of go through all that, but like what a lot of people said is that most folks ordered anywhere from $300 to $600 of stuff yesterday, with still a $600 Unicron to crowdfund.
Mm-hmm.
And that's not including what folks are still essentially like pre-ordered, like what like other stuff they still have. You know what I mean? Like, I think it was just I think like Hasbro is at the point where it's just too much stuff on the market. Like I think
oversaturating it.
Maybe not oversaturating is the right word, but like, dude, you expect people to drop $1,200 in 45 days on all this stuff. You know what I mean? Like that's so unreasonable. That's not including, $300 to $400 on MP44. So like that number goes up to 15, like $1,500 in 45 days. Granted, most folks probably still had money saved up for MP44, which is the responsible, reasonable thing to do.
Mm-hmm.
But like that, dude, that's how they kill third party, in my opinion. Like you kill third party by just putting all the stuff out. And like, I know if I had third party stuff, I know if I had third party stuff on pre-order, like that would have been the first thing to go. Like, didn't matter what it was, how much I wanted it, that would have gone. Except for one thing that I didn't cancel a pre-order for. Whoops. So yeah, dude, it's like, I don't think it was a smart move. I just don't. Like, I get it. Like, we've been howling and complaining about the adult collector getting more, and I think they gave us too much. Like, I think their response was, okay, you want it? Like, I think they just waterboarded us with product.
Yeah.
That's what it feels like.
I can see that. And they were like, you want some more? Here, take this. You know what? Want some more? Open up a little wider. Let me shove it on down your throat.
Yeah, dude,
that's exactly what it is. It's just they're force feeding you. It's just that whole like Clockwork Orange thing where they got you just strapped in, just like forcing it.
Well, with that, the one thing I want to talk about was people know I pushed a lot for this, which was Bobby Vala's Kickstarter program over on Valaverse. Sadly, did not really even come halfway close to even meeting this goal of $170,000. So there's no telling what's going to happen. He did come out and say a couple of things. I don't know if we're going to hear from him anytime soon, but I mean, there are a lot of people.
I don't. What did? Well, I mean, like, what did he say? Like, that's my question, because I don't follow him, I guess, is how I should put it.
Let's see here.
Well, and like, also, have you talked to him yet, Mike? Like, personally?
Just in a few text messages.
Yeah.
That's about all we really talked about.
Like I really think that you should,
open it up for a forum.
Well, I think that you should tell him, like, you should be like, look, dude, these are the things, we heard the most during this. And like, I honest to God think, dude, if he opened it up at 3 3/4 inch, he would have had it funded, no problem.
Okay, here we go. I want to tell you exactly what he came out on July 15th. He said, I can't say enough to thank to everyone who helped support this project, from those who worked on bringing Action Force to life to those who pledged their belief into it. Unfortunately, things did not go as planned. These are countless different emotions I'm feeling right now. I had no doubt this project would become a reality, but this wasn't in the cards today. People keep asking, what's plan B? I'm a firm believer that if you are going to do something, then go all in right from the start. I went all in and lost. So there is no plan B there, but there could be a new plan A. I need to take some time and figure out what went wrong. I severely underestimated the ridiculous, you know what word I'm trying to say?
Ridiculous?
Ridiculousness, add the ness to it.
Ridiculousness.
Yes, of the Kickstarter mentality.
Dalton, I'm proud of you, man.
There are other external factors that I feel caused the project not to fund, and now I need to see if there are ways to compact them. Who knows? Maybe the Kickstarter trend is over, and previous projects put a bad taste in the toy world's mouth. Several fantastic projects did not fund this year, and that got a lot to say. And that's got to say something. I'll look over everything and determine the best course of action. What I can say is that then when the project comes back, it will not be 4-inch, and the figures will stay 6-inch as they were meant to be. The good thing is that since I already know
go ahead.
Let me finish. I already know all of you that won't support it because it's not 4-inch. I won't need to hear it again the next time around.
Oh, I'm going to let him know again the next time around.
Again, thank you so much to everyone that believed in the project and wanted to fund it as much as I did. There is still a future for Action Force, maybe a lower fund goal, less figures, and a different character selection is the answer. Time will tell. Stay tuned. He took a beating over on his tank. I'm sure,
was it over this message? Because like I read that and I'm just like, cool, you don't want money, and like this is where I guess it's something where I can speak better to it, because like I'm not as tight with him. Like, he's a cool guy. All the other stuff, I've had the few times I've met him on your show, Mike. He's always been a cool stand-up dude, but that was fucking retarded.
Outside of the show, he is a great guy.
Yeah, dude. Like,
he did take a pounding. He did take a real big pounding on his tape. People even called him out on his patriotism because he took away Action Force and Steel Brigade from Hasbro.
Yeah, now that's stupid.
In his own word, I mean, the way you look at it.
No, like I think, like I'm saying them saying that is stupid. Yeah, like I think him doing that was genius.
Hasbro not giving a shit by not re-upping their own licenses and their own trademarks is their own nothing but their own fault.
Like, let me put it to you in a simple way. Like, Hasbro still they still re-up the Beast Wars licenses. Like,
really?
Yeah, so they still, like, that just shows, and like, man, they haven't done anything with Beast Wars since like 2 Things 5 years ago.
Yep.
But dude, like, I get it. He's gung ho about a 6-inch military action figure line, but it's just not the way. You know, like I'll let him know again whenever the next thing goes up. Like if I have to like personally message him, be like, "Hey man, this would be way cooler at 4-inch." Like I'm that kind of petty though, and I will be that kind of vocal about it again. Like I think, you know, like I think it was telling that, you know, a military 6-inch toy line, you know, that kind of homages the Joe way isn't the way to go.
Right. Well, I mean,
you know, all that shit about like questioning his patriotism and all that. It's like that's all dumb internet shit.
And
but
you know the
like,
funny part is
strictly,
the person who questioning it is a veteran.
Oh,
That makes it even
Jesus.
worse.
Jesus. So, like
That's
I
who
said,
they
man,
need.
like I don't want him to bury his head in the sand. I would love to, like, honestly, I would love to see him try enough times to where he does bring it to 3 3/4 inch, where it'll finally succeed.
Right.
You know, but like, get off of that 6-inch high horse, man. That's just like me being as real as I can be, and I feel like that's some criticism he would need to hear. You know, it's just them's the breaks. You know what I mean? Like that's just it. Like that's the market. So
Yep.
it's a bummer. It's a bummer it didn't happen, but maybe if it was in 4-inch.
I mean, yeah, I agree with that. I mean, that's where G.I. Joe started as far as, you know, the modern, like, real American hero stuff.
Well,
Like, where it really took off.
a lot of it has to do with, you know, like you mentioned, I guess
Character selection.
There are that, and then there are a lot of Kickstarters that did not get funded or barely made the funding because of all the issues in China getting the figures actually produced. Look at John Russell.
Yeah.
His ended in 2016, and he just now started getting his out.
Sparrow Toys even had problems with their Animal Warriors line. Fortunately, though, like Boss Fight stepped in and helped a lot of those dudes out, from what I understand.
Right, I did too.
Which is cool. It's cool that Boss Fight did that. But like I think between like I don't think that I think that the issue is like also just market saturation of Kickstarter projects. Like you get 3 or 4 projects going on, people are going to want in on all of them, and like I don't know how many were 6-inch. Someone said that a military 6-inch line did get a fund through earlier this year. I don't know how true that is. I don't even know what it was called.
It is.
I think that's
it was only $60,000, and
okay.
They basically were ripping off a lot of trademark lookalikes from Marvel Legends stuff.
Wow.
Okay.
I mean, it was a lot of rip-off.
All right, yeah. So I don't even, like I said, I don't even know what they were ripping off. But the fact that it was that cheap, like, you know, I don't know. I don't know what all Bobby had in it to where it would have had to have been 170 G's.
Right.
You know, I don't know. He had a lot of cool looking designs in that, man. I really like those designs. Would have liked them better at 3 3/4 inch. But
right.
You know, like I said, man, I hope he gets it funded one way or the other. I hope people get the characters they want most one way or the other. But I think just flat out like being like, no, it's not going to be 4-inch. Like that's dumb. That's a dumb thing. That's a dumb thing to do. That's a dumb thing to say.
Right.
All
right. Well,
does that tie into our Mount Rushmore? Did y'all already do that?
No, we haven't. We'll do that right now. So we are going to return or get the returning Mount Rushmore back on the show. Tonight's Mount Rushmore was, what 4 items would you like to see? Where did I put it at? Damn it. Hold on.
Like vintage items, like remade into something new.
Right. Basically. Shit. Yeah. The top 4 items remade into reality or a new reality, you know, something newer, you know. So which one you want to go first? We'll let Dakota go first.
All right, that's probably smart because like I don't even think I don't collect a whole bunch of stuff. Like you guys collect way more than I do in terms of volume and things. but I would like to see the 90s Toy Biz X-Men line had the Blackbird, and I had that as a kid, and it was so awesome. It had the play feature, like it broke apart into 3 different things, and I just remember it being really cool, and I had a lot of fun with it. I would love to see them do that. 6-inch would probably be the way that they would do it, but I wouldn't mind it in 3 3/4 either, because at this point I got both. When it comes to X-Men, I would love to see that remade. Maybe that could be a HasLab thing in the future for the 6-inch line. I don't think it would be too. Yeah, I think it would be probably sail barge sized if it was the 6-inch line to get the characters in there and doing whatever else they wanted to do with it. But like ideally 3 3/4 inch. I just have more X-Men in 3 3/4 inch. I have a plan to have more X-Men in 3 3/4 inch too. So that's one. I think that's it. I spent a good chunk of time thinking about it, but that was really the only one that stuck out to me was the Blackbird.
Okay, mine would be a flag, a new flag. It'd have to be probably a Hasbro Pulse item to be done, a HasLab production. So I would want a USS flag. I want a life-size doll of Woody from Toy Story.
You mean the scale that he would have been in the movie?
No, I want him. I want a 6-foot Toy Story Woody. That's what I want.
Seriously?
Okay.
Yeah, Pixar make that happen.
Do you want a Cookie Monster to go with that?
No, but I did have.
Yeah, you got a windowless van, you freak.
And here's my other one: was I wanted an 8-foot Big Bird by HasLab as well to go along with the Cookie Monster they had going on.
What about a 2.5 foot tall Elmo to go with that too?
No, I want a 2.5-inch pop character. I'm not choosing.
Okay.
Jesus. So specific.
Just have it as Angry Mike, with the Tiger Force shirt and everything.
There you go. But yeah, mostly, I'm the one that came up with the subject, and the only thing I really want is a USS flag. But there, I would like to see something, because you're going to do a Cookie Monster. Pixar needs to come out and do a Woody or a Buzz. That's my opinion. So, Dalton, what you got? You probably got us laid out on this one.
Doesn't Hasbro also do the Toy Story toys? I thought they did.
I think the only one. I'm not sure. I know Mattel, Thinkway. I know Hasbro has the rights to Mr. Potato Head because that's their thing.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm not sure about all the others.
Oh, okay. I didn't see. Oh, Chris in the comments said Silverhawks in a 1/18 scale. That'd be pretty cool.
I'd love to just see Rom and the rest of the Visionary guys. I guess that's something I could have said. I'm sorry, Dalton. Go ahead.
I would say maybe Thundercats in 3 3/4 inch, like the original 80s style. Maybe throw in some of the 2011 just redone.
It's so funny, man. They did the 2011 one in 3 3/4 inch. They did. I know they did.
They didn't. Did it get well received though? Did they?
Oh no.
No. I had them. I just never opened them. That's what's funny. They did the new Panthro, Lino, and Tigra, but I don't think they did Chitara. So they didn't even do all of them.
Yeah, I'd say redo them. Just get someone else that'll actually do them justice. Anything SWAT Cats. I mean, they've been doing this Revolution thing for 4 years now. Just get something out there to represent the franchise, even if it is Pops. I mean, it's getting notoriety or not notoriety, publicity, I guess. To the franchise. Do a 3 3/4 inch scale for them too.
I would like to see 3 3/4 inch SWAT Cats. Yeah,
I'd like to see an Ark and Nemesis maybe legend scale.
So you just want stuff like I thought this was about stuff that was like vintage, previously made.
Well, I guess. Well, the SWAT Cats was originally made, but they only had 4 figures.
Okay, like the Ark and the Nemesis, though. I'm just like that's where you lost me.
Well, then Mike with the pop of his choosing.
Yeah, but I mean,
Pops are old.
Pops make everything. Pops have already made everything.
Okay, let me.
You're okay. If you can't figure one, that's okay. We didn't do a very good job on that one ourselves.
I'd say. Trying to think of another good one, but nothing's really coming to mind.
That's okay.
Oh, a reduced Silverbolt from Beast Wars.
Yeah, one that doesn't have the wings just kind of hanging out up there.
Yeah. So, and they've already done Jetfires, so that kind of takes that one off.
Right. So, all right. Well, I guess we'll go ahead and call it a show. I know the next 2 nights over on Hex's channel, we'll be doing San Diego Comic-Con coverage tomorrow night.
And TFCon.
Oh, was it TFCon too?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
It's going to be a long night of Transformers tomorrow.
TFCon and San Diego Comic-Con Transformer coverage tomorrow night. And that's from that starts at 6 p.m. Central Standard Time. Sunday we'll start at 3 o'clock, I believe, and we'll cover everything else action figure related from San Diego, which ends up being a pretty hefty show. I know we all kind of need to go in like on shifts. Who's going to do the first hour, who's going to do the second hour, because we already know Hex is going to do all 4 to 6 hours. So. But all right, with that, Dakota, tell people where they can find you at.
You can find me everywhere at Primal Sabbath.
And Dalton?
You can find me everywhere at Daltonians TFs.
And you can find me everywhere as Angry Mike. Catch us next Friday night, 7 p.m. Central Standard Time for the continuation of weekly episodes of Galactic Gumbo. Thank you for watching, and for those who watched all the way through. Thanks.
And keep up with the cookie tracker.
And the cookie tracker.